So Mark Newland back in at quarterback. The Nottingham High product will work from under center with his backs in standard I formation. Jack Dennehy, the lone receiver, to the near side of the field. Handoff goes into the backfield to DiNasso, trying to fight his way around the right side of the line. Cannot get much. He's just across the 30. Maybe a gain of 1, possibly 2.
Haven't had a chance to talk to Dan DiNasso lately, so I'm not really sure where he's going to go to school.
I'm sure with his abilities, he'll end up somewhere.
He could do so many things, you know, which we saw him do the last couple of years at Steiner. You know, he was one of those guys who really, along with guys like Nick Masiolik and Mike Garofalo, they were the guys that really were instrumental in Steiner having a turnaround season this past fall.
So here we go with the 2nd down and 8. Newland going to put the pass up on the far sideline. Dennehy has it off of his hands and then incomplete, out of bounds. Double coverage there, and Dennehy just unable to reel that one in. Teddy Foley and Conrad Mims on the coverage. Or I apologize, Mims was the safety on that play. It was actually Teddy Foley, and also back there with him was Eric Trust. So now 3rd down and a long 8 to go. The ball spotted just over the 30-yard line. First down marker is at the 39. Slot to the near side of the field. Newland under center, backs in an eye. Again, DiNasso the tailback. They fake the handoff to him. Newland looking down the near sideline, puts one up for Dennehy, and he reels it in. What a catch by Jack Dennehy, all the way down at the west 25-yard line, able to move forward for a few extra afterwards. That is a huge, huge play there, covering. Let's see here, started at the 30. It was going to be a 47-yard gain.
He's got a chance to break the record, but I mean, go over 200 yards receiving.
What is the record for us, George?
I don't know. I left it on. I had it in today's paper and forgot to bring a copy of it with me.
Well, good thing I did. We'll check in just a moment. Here is Gordon. Josh Gordon going to be brought down for a loss of 1. So now a 2nd down and 11 coming up from the west 25-yard line, as the defense will have to try and buckle down here. Well, the most ever yards receiving in a game, that record's already been bashed. 92.
92, okay.
Brian Jenkins, one of the players who did that. He was tied with another player. Dennehy open in the corner. Backpedals his way into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And that's a record. I think we had about 4 guys tied with 2 touchdowns. And Jack Dennehy with his 3rd sets the game record.
Great concentration shown there by the West Windsor Plainsboro South product, as Dennehy down in the near side corner around the 2, turned, got the ball, and managed to keep his balance despite a defensive back making a little contact with him, and tiptoed backwards into the end zone to return the 2-touchdown lead.
Approximately how many yards on that was that team?
It's about 24, 23.
Yeah, 20. Okay. Yeah, he may be closing in on 200.
Here's the spot, the extra point attempt, the kick up, and no good. It goes wide right. Good pressure there from the defensive line of the West. They're going to need another big play on offense, though. They trail by 13 points, 20-7 the score. 9-12 remaining in the 3rd quarter of action here in the 2010 Sunshine Football Classic. We'll return with more right after these messages on 91.3 FM WTSR. Back to live action here at Lions Stadium. Again, 27 our score, 9-12 to go in the 3rd quarter. The blue team, or the East team, getting set to kick off here to the West. West will move from left to right on your radio dial here in this 3rd quarter of action. The lights on at full capacity here at Lions Stadium, setting a nice scene for tonight's game. An onside kick attempt by the East, and they may have gotten it back. They're all pointing that they did. We'll see. We got to wait for the official ruling from our referees on the field. But if you're following what the East team is saying, then they got it back. Still waiting on the official ruling. And it looks like the red team able to scrape it out from the bottom of the pile and take that ball back. Good job. As they will now get the ball at their own 45-yard line. Pretty interesting to see the onside kick called for here, George.
Well, they figure they want to put this game out of reach early and not have any last quarter heroics like the West came up with last year. Yeah, Todd Smith, I mean, he's pulling out all the stops now. Teased him a little bit last year because he had, he was offensive coordinator here and they struggled, and offensive coordinator in the state, New Jersey Governor's game, and only scored 2 touchdowns. So he said it wasn't all his fault. He said, but at any rate, he wants to try to make up for it this year, I guess.
We get a running play on first down as Drew Semple hands the ball off. Just a short gain here on first down, gain of about 3 or maybe 4 yards there as Keith Sherman on the run. Second down and a long 6 to go. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. Semple under center, calls for the ball, hands it off to Abanaya out of the backfield. He makes a nice hesitation and cut towards the middle to get it over midfield and down to the 48-yard line, setting up a third down and about 3 or 4 to go. Pick up a 5 on the play. So second down and about 3 to go.
David Agbanaya's got a shot to possibly, put up some rushing numbers here. I mean, I had him 9 for 60 in the first half.
And the record is 117. 7:55 remaining in this third quarter. 20-7 the score. East leading West. As Semple gets the offense for the West set from under center. He's got 3 players spread out to the right side of the field. Keith Sherman, the lone man in the backfield, on 3rd and 3. Handoff going to go to Sherman. Tries to punch his way outside. He's going to make it just about back to the line, and a last-second dive forward may have gotten him the first down. If not, it's going to be very close, just about on the line.
I think he had to get to the 45 to pick up that first down there. And
we're going to bring the chains
out.
Yeah, you're going to have to bring the chains, and that one is very close to the line. So we'll get a little stoppage in play here with 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Again, don't forget that tonight's game brought to you by the Trentonian. If you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. Coverage you can count on 7 days a week as the chain gang makes their way out to the field. And it looks like we've got a first down. That's going to be the call for the West. We'll get a 1st and 10 at the East 45-yard line. Ball will be spotted just above the Lions' head here on the emblem at midfield. Semple under center this time. Backs in an offset eye. Slot to the right. Handoff goes to Abanaya, trying to push his way forward. He'll get to the 42 or 41. Looks like the 41, so a gain of 4. 6 to go with the first down marker at the 35.
David Agbanaya, he is a powerful runner, isn't he, Dan?
Absolutely.
2 years ago, we got to watch Kendrick Williams, and Kendrick Williams was an elusive type of back. He was a little bit smaller than David Agbayana, but he really had an awesome year. And David, last year, and then I saw, followed him in track, and he was
Gets
great.
the carry here, breaks it across the 35, 30 down to the 25 before he's finally brought down. A big explosive run there at Abanaya. Made it all the way to the 24. Sorry to cut you off there, George.
No, that's fine. Because, that was just exemplifies what I was saying about his speed.
So they'll put him at the 24, first down and 10, as the West looks for their second touchdown this quarter, but it would be their first offensive touchdown. Their other score coming on special teams. Semple under center again, same formation as the last play. They'll hand it off to Sherman this time out of the fullback position. He slashes his way left and cuts across the middle of the field down to about the 21. So a pickup of 3 yards on the carry, setting up 2nd and 7. Lights on at full blast here at Lions Stadium. Setting a beautiful scene for tonight's game. Semple again under center, gets the snap. Handoff goes to Agbanaya, looking for running room. Not going to find any on the right side of the line as the defense clogging up all the holes and limiting him to maybe a gain of 1.
I think Angelo Persicelli in there, 74, that I was able to pick out. And some Jake Letitia from Hillsborough. I tell you, it takes a couple of guys to bring down, especially a runner like David Agbanaya.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, once he gets the legs going, it's almost impossible to make a one-on-one stop on him. 2-on-1, you've got it shot, but gang tackle is usually the way to go. Here's a handoff. Sherman going to cut it around the right corner, down across the 10, the 5, and he is in. Touchdown. With 4:59 on the clock, Keith Sherman tiptoes around the right pylon and into the end zone to make it a 20-13 game. Extra point attempt coming up here. We could have a 6-point game after this.
Looking at about a 15-yard run for Keith Sherman here. Remember the first game we saw last year, Dan, when Keith Sherman and Jaheed Bryant had put up huge numbers? I think they both were close to 200 yards as Lawrence pulled out that win over West Windsor South.
Extra point attempt is up and good to make it 20-14. Actually, you've got me confused. Vince was there for that one, I believe.
Was it Vince?
Yeah, I think Vince Reed got the call on that one because I believe it was a conflict with something, but regardless, I mean, those two guys did put on a heck of a show throughout the season.
Yeah, because, I mean, after the first 2 weeks of the season, Keith Sherman was leading the CVC in rushing, and then he got hurt in the first half of the game against Hamilton and was never really the same. I mean, he came back for the last 2 games against Hopewell and Hightstown, but it took him a long time to pretty much get his, get the right brace for his knee and everything, so...
Well, he looks to be running just like he was early in the season. Seems to be back to full speed, and that was something that hearing the interview you had with him on the Trentonian website, he said he wanted to come out tonight and show everyone that he was back from his injury. Any scouts in attendance, any coaches that, that he did have the knee problem during the season, but he's back and feeling as good as ever.
I'm sure that the coaching staff up at Lehigh has to be happy about that.
So again, we have just under 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. 20-14 the score. East still leading West, but 2 touchdowns in this quarter from the West. They have shown some serious signs of life. While the East scoring 2 of their touchdowns in the first quarter. Here comes the kickoff. It's going to be an onside attempt off one of the up men. It'll come down to Barsamian at the 25, and Barsamian will take it across the 30, going to rumble his way forward up to the 35. So a nice return by Barsamian, who didn't really mean to, wasn't planning on making a return there, but I guess he saw a little crack up the sideline and decided to try and turn it upfield.
Why not? I mean, Barsamian is Trevor's a good running back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, once
he's got that running back mentality. I mean, he knows what to do when he gets the ball. He's on defense. He likes to show that he's still got the ability to do some things on offense, and that was certainly one opportunity right there for Trevor.
Mark Newland back in at quarterback. Dennehy, the lone receiver, spread out to the near side of the field. Conrad Mims on coverage on him. And we are going to get a running play on first down. That'll net about 2 yards out of the backfield, getting the ball up to the 40-yard line.
Is that,
Looks like Gary Sharp on the carry.
He's got a quick burst too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, between, and it's tough to tell the number because we're not down at field level. So when you get the number, all you see is the first part of it. You don't know whether it's 22, 23. You know.
Well, I was going to ask, have you? Oh, yeah, we did see Reed back in the game since his injury, I believe. Newland under center right now. We get a pass into the backfield. Dennehy going to try and bomb it up the far sideline, out of the reach of his intended target. And that one will end up out of bounds. They tried to get it down the near sideline. I believe Dan Donasso is who it was streaking down the far sideline. So we saw that play work out perfectly. Dennehy, you know, earlier in the first quarter where Dennehy got the pass from Donasso, I guess he was trying to return the favor to Dan Donasso on that play. Just to overthrow him a little bit.
Well, you know, when I spoke to Todd Smith the other day, I said to him, you know, you got a lot of talented kids who played both ways in college. You know, what are you going to do with them? He said, well, you know, we'd like to take it, you know, use their multiple talents, you know, their various skills, and try to stick some things in there.
We get a flag thrown, and I believe we're going to have a delay of game call.
You know, sometimes it's probably the best in a game like this because, you know, you've only got these guys in camp for basically 5-6 days, and you really can't keep drilling on the, you know, the fundamentals. They know the fundamentals. You can't keep drilling a particular play, so you put some novelty things in there that the kids seem to enjoy.
So it is going to be a penalty that will help out the East and put them into a 3rd down and 2 at their own 45. Newland from under center will hand it off right into the backfield. Donasso finds a lane across midfield. Going to be brought down from behind though as he gets it across the 40. Up to about the 38-yard line on the carry. Nice burst there from Donasso for a pickup of about 17 yards. Down to 3:45 to go in this 3rd quarter. First and 10. East moving right to left on your radio dial. Newland under center, backs in an eye, gets the handoff. This one trying to make his way over to the right is going to be the tailback. Pickup of about 3 or 4 yards as Breon Walker out of Bordentown on the carry. His first carry of the night.
It is the first time that we did see Breon in this.
Newland under center on 2nd down and about 6 to go. He's going to put one up down the far sideline. This one going to be overthrown and intercepted. Teddy Foley looking back over his shoulder, able to reel that one in. Wanted to try and turn it around on a return before he got out of bounds in the back of the end zone, but was unable to with his speed carrying him too fast. But another big play here, and that is going to give the West the ball back at their own 20-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in this possession. If the West able to go down and score, it would give them their first lead of the night.
You know, I was just thinking, Teddy Foley, for that West team, you know, there's individual awards are given for the outstanding back and the outstanding lineman for each team. And the outstanding back, who says it has to be an offensive back? It could be a defensive back with Teddy Foley.
Here's a throw down over the middle of the field. It's caught. It's caught down across the 35 and 30 and brought down at the 24-yard line. Is the wide receiver there making the catch? Matt Pinella out of Bridgewater. A beautiful throw from Colin Clifford.
That's that Skyland Conference. Or actually, it's the Bridgewater connection.
Yes, it is.
One of Colin Clifford, the Matt Pinella teammates up there. from Bridgewater Raritan High School, one of the newcomers to the Delaware Valley chapter this year.
So a first down and 10 now at the East 23-yard line. Slot to the right. Two-back formation. Handoff going to go to Sherman. Finds a lane down to the 15-yard line. Pickup of about 8 yards, leaving them in a 2nd and 1 or 2 to go. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. West threatening to score again and at least tie this game. With the extra point, they could take a lead. Not sure what's going on right now, but we have a break in the action. Some substitutions coming in and out. So again, the West looking to take the lead in tonight's game, or at least tie. Clifford from under center will hand the ball off to Sherman again, brought down from behind, and he will get a minimal gain up to about the 12. He's got the first down though. Ball going to be spotted at the 13-yard line. Clock down to 1:35, and the West team now just, while they're having so much success on the ground running the ball, can just try and pound out the rest of the clock and head for the end zone. At the very least, if you run it a couple more times, get down close to that first down marker, you've got a chance to pick up a fresh set of downs from only a few yards out to start the fourth quarter. Clock at 1:25 and counting now. Clifford under center, ball spotted on the near hash mark. Twin receivers to the far side of the field. Handoff goes to Sherman, the tailback, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. We do have a flag thrown from the far side of the field. Loss of 2 on the play. We'll see what the call is, though, if it helps or hurts the West cause.
Trying to see who was it tripped Keith Sherman up there. Seems like they might have shot the gap, whether it be a linebacker or.
We're going to have a holding call against the West here, which is going to back them up 5 yards. Or sorry, make it 10. Back them all the way up to the 25-yard line. So now it's going to be a first down and 22 to go, with the first down marker at the East 3-yard line. 1:05 remaining here in the third quarter. 20-14 our score. East leading West. From a split back formation, quarterback Colin Clifford tosses it up. His intended target, though, double covered and unable to reel that one in as it falls incomplete. Justin Burke was the wide receiver trying to work between the two defenders, but again, as mentioned, it's incomplete, stopping the clock with 57 seconds to go.
Trying to look at the number, it looks like Haley Gartner was one of the players cutting across. You know, I guess this is an advantage that Bridgewater has here. You've got Colin Clifford, the quarterback from Bridgewater Raritan, and his receivers are Pinella and Justin Burke. Both of them were his teammates at Bridgewater, so that's a successful combination.
Handoff goes to Obanaya out of the backfield, trying to turn the right side of the line. He finds a crease across the 15 down to about the 12. Nice run by Obanaya, who was brought down last second by a good effort from Chris Matthews out of West Windsor South. Chris Hardball Matthews, I should say.
You remember Chris Hardball Matthews? I think he's going to Carnegie Mellon.
Out in the Pittsburgh area?
Yeah, I think that's where I heard he was going.
So that was a gain of about 15 yards for Obanaya to put them back into a 3rd down and 10 here with 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Down to 10 seconds left. Clifford from under center. Backs in an offset eye. He'll fake the handoff. Puts the pass up. Wide open. Touchdown. Making the catch, Justin Burke. On the 13-yard touchdown reception, the West has tied it 20 apiece here with 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. They'll try and take their first lead of the game by converting this extra point right here. Dylan Kelly of Princeton Day School on to try and give his team their first lead of the game. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick is up and good, but we have flags signaling a false start, and we will have to try it again. Just realizing we've crossed the 9 o'clock hour, I do want to remind you that you're listening to the 2010 Sunshine Football Classic on 91.3 FM, WTSR, Trenton, New Jersey. Great mix of music throughout the week and on the weekends as well here on 91.3.
Amazing part about that 91.3 is how strong the signal is.
Well, the kick is going to be no good. We're going to stay tied at 20 with 2 seconds left here in the third quarter. But you're right, a very powerful signal. Can be heard clearly in Bucks and Mercer counties. And some great programming as well. So we stay tied at 20. We'll have one more kickoff this quarter, as the West has overcome a 2-touchdown deficit here and scored 3 touchdowns in this quarter alone. With the quick break in the action, do want to remind you that the official game sponsor for the 2010 Sunshine Football Classic is Fisher Capital Corporation, LLC, an affiliate of Kohlberg, Kravis, Roberts & Company. Fisher Capital Corporation, LLC is recognized for their leadership in the world of investments. Tonight, with their sponsorship of the Sunshine Football Classic, they have also demonstrated that their corporate leadership also extends to the needs of the community as well. Through their generosity, the Sunshine Football Classic will be able to continue their mission of kids helping kids. That's Fisher Capital Corporation, LLC. So waiting on Dylan Kelly's kick will be the East return team, and it's going to be another low squib that comes to Trevor Barsamian at the 25. He gets it to the 30, bounces off a tackler and tries to run for midfield, where he will be tackled by one of the defensive backs streaking down the field, and on that tackle is going to be Isaiah Coleman of Lawrence. Coleman had a pretty good season this year, and that's actually going to finish out the third quarter. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after these messages on 91.3 FM, WTSR. And welcome back here for fourth quarter action at Lions Stadium, the 2010 Sunshine Football Classic. Fourth quarter just getting underway. Short running play will gain 3 for the East, as they now have a 2nd and 7 coming up from their own 32-yard line. Sorry, a pickup of only 2 on that carry. First down marker at the 40-yard line. From under center, Mike Olentine, the quarterback now out of Princeton High, will fake the handoff, being flushed out of the pocket. He still completes the pass. This is Mike Reel. He'll get it across midfield and out of bounds at about the 49-yard line of the West. Mike Reel, we've seen him do that many times. He's a threat both to run the ball and to catch it coming out of the backfield.
Interesting thing there was that Mike Olentine, as he was rolling out to his left,
he was almost dead.
He had the ball in his right hand. He was nearly sacked.
Yeah, I saw that same thing too there.
Enough to hold on and hit Reel along the sidelines.
Believe that it was Shane Wilson, the guy flushing him out of the pocket from behind. But down to 11-13 here in tonight's game. This is the fourth quarter. We're tied at 20. So we are going to have a wild finish here tonight at Lions Stadium. Handoff on first down